take a long, deep breath and just get all the air out. Blow it up to the ceiling and begin to feel yourself relax into the floor. I'm going to play for you an ancient instrument called a conch from Australia. And I want you to just follow the sound of it and let your mind drift with it and feel the sound as it goes into your body. In order to feel on a very high level the sound of the gong sends vibrations out. It's this higher sensory feeling, this feeling when the body seems to dematerialize as if we're going to sleep. When the spirit in the body begins to levitate, you begin to feel as though you are rising up, and you'll feel a source of energy flowing through the body, a healing flow. And at some point along the way, as you relax deeper and deeper, and you rise higher and higher in your consciousness, you'll receive a revelation. And this revelation, this dream, is important to whatever transformation that you're going through. And let yourself go completely now. Feel yourself going deeper and higher, letting the body rest as in deep sleep, letting everything go, let everything flow. And as the sound gets very loud, I want you to feel as though you were totally invisible and empty, and only sound, nothing but sound.
We'll let Michael come up when he's ready. I had to shut my eyes myself, and I found myself breathing more deeply. Is there a certain sequence that you do each time, or do you go by just what you sense seems to be right for that person?
After doing it for a long time, you totally sense it. In other words, to play the gong, you can't play it with ego. You have to sort of surrender to it and approach it in reverent way, as though it was a very important being. And then you draw down through the gong this energy, depending upon how you meditate.
Michael, you want to come up and tell us what it was like? You started with the shell, and I'm wondering if what the purpose, does that open one up more getting ready for the gong sound when you start with the shell?
Yes, the sound, you can feel that sound as well. I deal with sounds that you feel first. So the conch can go right through the body. In fact, sometimes we play 2 conchs, one on each side of the person, and that
would really create
it's quite an experience.
A going back and forth.
Yes, a vortex of energy.
How are you, Michael?
Fine, very relaxed.
That was your first time you've had that experience?
Yeah.
And what was it? What did you think before we even started? Did this seem weird to you?
No, I felt open to whatever was going to happen. But the sound of the conch and then of the gong just went right through me. I could feel it go right through my body.
Could you feel different parts of your body becoming energized?
Yeah, as he passed the gong, past me, I could feel it, the energy right where the gong was.
Did you see any colors?
No.
I seem to see pink. That's
It
what I was
happens.
wondering.
They call that synesthesia, when you begin to see colors. And even people who are colorblind who can't see colors in sleep all of a sudden begin to see them. Now, we played, for about 3-4 minutes? But 20 minutes is usually what I play when after massage therapy and some deep relaxation, then the gong plays for about 20 minutes. And
So there's an actual preparation.
there's a preparation to it, yes, in order to really appreciate it and to go deeply into it.
So we just got a little tidbit.
A little. Yeah.
I could see, Michael, you didn't want to jump up at all. You seemed very comfortable and you were just enjoying what you were feeling.
It was very relaxing.
Did any thoughts go through your mind other than, what is he doing?
No, nothing at all.
No, he just let go.
Very
He
accepting.
He let the mind go.
Yeah. And you could feel that,
Yeah.
Don?
Yes.
Is this something you think you'd want to try again?
Definitely. I'd like to try the 20 minutes, see where I go.
It's really amazing that, at night we travel, of course, in our sleep.
Is that called astral travel?
Yes, we're in the dream body, the astral world. And, of course, most of the time we don't remember it. We remember it in a short time. But after a gonging, you really remember the dream that you had, the daydream, so to speak, that you had. And I think that this is really important. Did you feel that your body was dematerializing?
Exactly. I felt like it was fading out.
Fading out.
Right.
Did you feel lifting at all, or just kind of?
Not really, but I felt.
If we had,
fading out.
because of the microphones here, I didn't want to take it up to its full volume.
Oh, it gets louder.
When it gets louder, all of a sudden you begin to lift. Feel it. Sort of thing. Yeah, it gets louder.
But the loudness of this is not as intrusive or
It's not
negatively
intrusive,
affecting our body compared to other loud sounds that have high decibel
No,
level.
it does not hurt your ears. It's an exception to the rule. You can get this up as loud as you want, and you'll create no hearing damage. In fact, it'll help your hearing. And I've been playing a few years, and I played right up to my ear in perfect hearing.
How does it help hearing?
All the little fibers in the cochlea of the ear begin to be rejuvenated. They begin to hear harmonics that they're not normally used to hearing.
Talking about hearing things, is it true that you can put a shell up to your ear and hear the ocean?
Well, that's
Where
right.
does that come from?
Well, could you reach over there and get those 2 shells? I'll help you.
Because this is something that...
the 2 that look alike. This is an interesting thing.
Yeah.
These are twin shells. And
where do they come from?
these come from Philippines. And you see, before we cut holes in them to make them into blowing conchs, they were closed. And so you can put it up to your ear and you can hear the ocean.
Really?
Now, here you have the world's first stereo, and these are billions of years old. So you can imagine a billion years ago, the first stereo you can
This
hear.
is the first stereo.
Yeah, you hear the sound of the
You
ocean
hear
on both
the
sides.
sound on both sides.
Yes. Want to try?
Sure.
It looks funny,
You,
but
you hear
can
the
imagine.
waves, or you just hear the movement
You
of
hear,
the water?
you hear the oceanic sound, the womb sound which the ocean gives, which is also the sound of our cosmos.
And does this, does it depend on why the Philippines? Is it just the way it's shaped that it?
The 7 seas all have different shells. This comes from one sea. The Australian conch comes from another.
Do they have then they have different sounds as well? Or,
They
or
have
different
different tones and certain different sounds, but basically they're the same sound.
Mm-hmm. If someone were interested in learning more about gongs, buying gongs, having a healing experience with gongs, what would you suggest they do?
They can call me.
Okay. And is there any association of gong?
No.
There's
No.
no such thing.
There's something called the American Bell Association. There's about 3,000 members in the United States, but I'm perhaps the only gongist in the association.
Mm-hmm. Do most people who are involved in gongs also work with the bells?
You tend to develop a community of bells and gongs. They're really thought of in terms of a family. You can increase the family and make it bigger. And you don't have to worry about what plays with what, because they interact on their own. There's a synchronous, spontaneous merging of the sound waves that occur.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for showing us what you have to offer us, and again offering some hope for another way of healing, Don Conreaux. And thank you, Michael Stokes, for trying this out, and I think we've all benefited from this.
By the way, it also works on cassette. I have gong cassettes.
And you can actually feel it on cassette?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Well, I'll definitely listen to that too.